After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West, beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Altitude 30,000 feet.
Approaching Soviet space.
20 minutes to drop off.
Commencing internal depressurization. Equipment check. Arm main parachute.
All right. You ready to go?
Drop zone's high pressure mass. Okay.
Good. High visibility.
Put out that cigar. Ting oxygen hose to interior connector. Put on your mask. Does this panty waste know what he's doing?
Approaching release point.
10 minutes to drop.
Hey, are you deaf?
He said put out the cigar and put on your mask.
Depressurization
Checking oxygen supply.
6 minutes to drop. Opening rear hatch. Exit minus 46 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off. Stand up.
You'll be falling at 130 months. Try not to get frostbite from the wind chill.
1 minute to the rear.
Active bailout model.
This is one for the history books. The world.
Drop off. Stand by. All in.
Prepare for loss. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Spread your...
Soon fly. Do it.
Jack, I've got some important news. The CIA has finally given us the green light for the virtuous mission.
Virtual?
Oh, the virtuous mission. The future of our Fox depends on it. We'll be officially organized a unit.
Virtuous mission. Initiation ritual.
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training op.
Right. So is this one?
Well, about two... A certain Soviet scientist requested assist through moles. His name is Nikopanovich Sokolov. OKB-75 Design Bureau, one of the Soviets' top-secret weapon research facilities, and the most expert in weapons development.
Sokolov? Isn't he that famous rock scientist?
Same. On April the 12th, 1961, the Soviets achieved first manned spaceflight in history.
The Earth was blue, odd.
Well spoken. The rocket that carried to orbit was the A-1, known as the Vostok rocket. Sokolov is said to be the most responsible for the engine cluster used in that rocket. After Gagarin's flight, Sokolov left rocket development to the newly established Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician design bureau, that's that story, so why do you want to defect?
Seems he'd be afraid of his...
Afraid?
Call it a crisis.
And for that, he left his country and his family behind and went over the...
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was to be taken safely to the west. We used a mole the family out over the Berlin shortly afterwards. Operation. He got Sokolov over in one piece, but the whole ordeal had left him exhausted, and we checked him into a hospital in West Berlin. It took him 2 weeks and more than 600 miles from the research facility in the Soviet Union to Berlin. He was in no condition to be coherent. And it was only a week later we had something much bigger on our hands.
The Cube.
1962. President Kennedy received word that the Soviets were in the process of deploying at range, but President demanded the Soviets dismantle and remove the missiles. same time, he announced a naval block to prevent further missile shipments from reaching Cuba. It didn't back down, instead placing their armed forces on secondary alert. Soviet transport ship missiles continued on course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces left for a more nuclear war. Frantic negotiations with the UN's Emergency Security Council and unofficial 28th remove its missiles. So the world avoided a nuclear holocaust. But in order to get the Soviets to pull their missiles out, we had to make a deal.
You mean where the US agreed to remove its IRBMs from Turkey?
No. Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were rid of them anyway whatsoever to either the US or the Russians. The ruse.
What did the Russians really want?
Sokolov.
You mean the Soviets pulled out of Cuba just to get their hands on Sokolov?
That
Hell was he working on?
At the time, we had no idea. We were out of time. It was either give up Sokolov or risk fleer war. In the end, we had no choice. We gave in to Khrushchev's demand. The next I got Sokolov out of the hospital, handed him over to agents on the eastern side. Sokolov kept on screaming, "Save me," until he disappeared from my side. We were our molds. Yes, he was taken back to the force to continue working on the weapon in question under KGB supervision. What's more, it's on the verge of completion.
What kind of weapon is it? Something to do with space rockets?
No, missile.
Same technology.
We don't know the details, but it appears to be a nuclear device. For half a year now, the Soviets have been conducting frequent nuclear tests semi-Palatinsk.
Something to do with the weapon, I assume.
We're talking a secret weapon so big that Cruz is ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
I'm still in the V.
According to our intelligence, he's in Selino-Yazk, a place in the mountains about 3 miles. It's known as the Virgin Cliffs.
Virgin Cliffs. Nice name for a virtuous mission.
They moved him there just recently. Apparently, field tests are our best chance to get him back. They'd never have been possible if he was still in the research facility. This chance, Sokolov must have known that too when he contacted. In the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov and back to the west. Before that we're complete, we'll be facing a major... Once confirm the rescue of Sokolov, stand by at the recovery point. A recovery up to that point. Helium. Once it's complete, we'll latch onto them and pull it up.
The Fulton surface-to-air recovery system. Familiar with the...
Take it easy. It's been combat-proof. Than during a parachute jump, can handle 100 pounds.
So you're planning on going border in a single combat tank?
Vulcan cannons, as well as 2 40mm machine guns.
Sounds like she could own against a battalion of tanks.
Facing a 4 more than a few hours.
Home in time for dinner.
But, if any, eating dinner, breakfast, and all the rest of your meals in the jungle. You copy. You might be listening in. From here on out, we'll be using code names to... Your code name for this mission will be Naked Snake, referring to you as Snake from now on. You're not like snakes?
What do you mean?
You?
If I'd ever order...
Well, you might not have a choice.
What about you, Major? You?
Let's see. I'll be Tom. Major Tom.
Yeah.
You can take off the...
Isn't right. And for the snake to shed his...
will be a... Is that clear? It's kind of info the Fox unit's speciality. In other words, you're complete...
Great. Now I see why you asked me if I I suppose calling me Snake was your idol.
No. There's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is...
Gotcha. How are you...
Backpack.
Down.
I see. Well, you'd better go back and get it then.
I can see it.
To climb a tree, button. I'll be monitoring us over the radio. My frequency is 140.8. I'll give you a call if I need to talk to you. You need to talk to... Go. Your backpack, Snake. In the survive, choose backpack. Your available ones will be to so in the up and press the for other. Yep. Survival is fundamental to this mission. After you're able to shoot ammo so you don't can hunt for flora and as a gun or your
Mark 22 puppy tricer gun.
It's been fitted with its own suppressor. However, the suppressor will deteriorate while noise suppression is gone. Too trigger happy with it. Your ability is funds and equipment and as you go. Fox operate footprints, set or bodily waste. The same goes for bullets and cartridges too. Your present territory is conventions in Russia. You can't let the enemy know you're there. This is a stealth mission. Ghost Snake in every word. The military and...
Then
I'm afraid so. You've been given a fake death for that purpose. As a covert op, they issued a potassium cyanide capsule. Tape it to your body so you can take it...
How generous of you. Food that I'm really... So I come back to life.
Just take the revival pill.
You mean that my tooth before...
Remember that.
Keep it in mind. You said this was a solo mission, right?
Right.
I get count on any response.
Correct. The mission's entirely...
Who?
Importance. Monitoring your condition. Acting as a medic, so to speak, as well as record mission data. She's a member of Fox as well, and she's here on the gun.
She?
Hello, Snake. I'm Par. Nice to meet you. As a medic who comes in by Par.
Real name, my name, huh?
Jack, for short. Emo.
What's your name?
I'll tell you my name.
Message over the...
That's right.
No.
There's one more person I want to introduce you to, Snake.
Huh?
Speaking of Snake, a act was the boss that going to be serving...
The boss is?
She on this mission. She and I were at SS together.
Is that you, is it, Ben?
Boss?
That's right, it's me. Talk.
It's been fun.
You've lost.
Well, why'd you disappear?
I was on a top-secret mission. You didn't need me anymore.
Still so many things I wanted you to teach me.
No, I taught everything you know about fighting techniques. I taught
about how to think a soldier.
How to think like a soldier to be strong. Someone else is technique. In fact, what your personal feel is good.
Me.
But your look, that's soldier is.
Done. I don't think about politics.
It's not the same thing. Sooner going to bother just another.
Patriotic.
It's devoting your...
I follow the president and the top brass. I'm ready to...
Top brass...
Who's in charge?
Values and so does of a country. So there's no such thing as an enemy in absolute terms. We fight are only enemies in relative terms. Loyalty to the anything of...
And that's the way a soldier's supposed to think.
Thing we can...
But do me a...
Snake.
That's right. The legendary unit that the boss put together. A group of heroes that to an end and the world. Fine.
Yeah, can't think of anyone else like me. Oh, and one more thing, boss.
Yes?
Your voice again.
Same here. After all, survival is going to be key. Those CQ...
You see, for the past few...
Not to worry. I'll be here to help you remember. After all, this is your first actual mission. I'll be support over the radio.
Where are you, boss? Next Major?
The boss communicate Marine in the...
1.80. Call me if you need my...
Gotcha.
Dr. Sokolov is being held in an abandoned factory. Avoid heavy combat and don't let anyone see you. Don't forget that this is a stealth mission.
Snake, try to remember the basics of CQ's...
Swiss mission.